When you let go of the illusion of control, or see through the illusion of control, what then? What does that mean? What is life like? How do you live? It might seem like without a sense of control or trying to be in control of our environment, our bodies, our minds, our communication, then we wouldn't even have anything to do, or we wouldn't know what to do, or we'd be lost. But it turns out that's not the case at all. When the illusion of control is seen through, and this happens in layers or steps, but essentially it's seen that the whole paradigm of control, of there being a separate entity that's engaging a world apart from it, that's engaging other entities apart from it, and somehow then can control the experience of ourselves or others, control the movements of the body, control the environment, all that just falls away. It's experienced as a sort of seamless experience, a seamless, non-dualistic appearance. So then what is the case if there is no control? What are you doing? What do you do all day long? It's much more like responsiveness. It's a seamless responsiveness, meaning there's just one seamless environment responding to itself. There's not parts. There isn't a separate entity in any of this that's acting against anything else or struggling against anything else. Everything is in its place, and there's no distinct separation between things. Things are conventional designations or conventional appearances or a way to describe something practically. But there isn't any boundary. There's no dividing line. There's no division. So there aren't distinct things, people, objects, senses, bodies. So there's just this immediate responsiveness, not in time, not in space. As if experience or appearance arises out of nothing. And it's intimate, meaning there's nothing apart from it. There's no distance, nothing standing apart as awareness or as consciousness. There's just this seamlessness, this intimacy. And it's empty of any abiding nature. It's empty of solidity. It's empty of will. It's empty of struggle. But it's full of radiance, luminosity, intimacy. Now, all these words are approximations. If you hold on to any of these words too tightly or any of these descriptions, it will be fixating in nature. There's no way to describe what I'm describing, really, not with words. But there is a way to live it, or there is a way to realize it. So the gist of this whole video really is to just allay the fears around control and to allay the mind's tendency and insistence on trying to understand or imagine how it is when there's no control. It just can't do it. The mind can only imagine losing what it perceives as control, which is an illusion already. So it can't really use its own paradigm to imagine its own illusion dispelled. It just doesn't really work. So it'll feel like some kind of loss or trigger some kind of fear. But in the immediate, it's not like that at all. There's nothing lost or gained. There's just what is. Simple appearance. But those simple appearances are satisfying, fulfilling in some way. They're mysterious. But they're intrinsically clear, self-validating experiences or appearances. There's no question that arises anymore. No doubt. No wondering. No spiritual journey to get to some better situation or place. There's no need to get to a better situation or place. There's just what is, or just what appears. And this is more than enough. Life simply appears. Situations, moments, colors, forms, shapes, sounds just appear. They're not going anywhere. They didn't come from anywhere. They're just appearances arising, or non-arising if you look closely enough, because there's nothing from which they arise. There's no time span in which things occur. There's no before and after. So, as you can see, it's really impossible to use words that are based on separation, time, space, or languages to describe this. And yet I can sort of approximate the language. But again, the point is, it can be realized. It can be lived. And it's, I would say, profoundly enjoyable. But there's no one there. There's nothing there at the core or at the center to collect anything. It's as gone as soon as it's appearing. It's appearing and gone at the same time, actually. And it's not an it. So, turns out everything works just fine. It just doesn't need any help from an illusion or a collection of illusions.